So if you're an MK fan, a video game fan, a historian, a video game historian, or if you just are a geek nerd, all the above, like myself, then I have the perfect thing for you. The folks at UpperCut Editions are working on a encyclopedia for Mortal Kombat. Now, I thought to myself when I first heard about this, we don't already have an encyclopedia for Mortal Kombat? I mean, I remember as a kid we used to have like those DK books. Maybe I'm too old, but you know, for some of those that remember out there, you know, they used to have these encyclopedias that you'd have as a kid for like animals, and then they started like Transformers and like Marvel and stuff like that. But I guess we haven't had one for Mortal Kombat, so I'm like, yeah, we need something like this. We need somebody out there to, you know, keep record. If we're not gonna get something from Ed Boon and NetherRealm Studios and Warner Brothers or whoever is gonna be in charge of that, we need somebody out there that's keeping track of this kind of stuff, and you know, it's kind of our point of reference and has it in a nice little, you know, book cover anthology for us, so we can reference and say like, I'd like to know the history of Katana or Liu Kang, or how did the character Meat come about, you know, all that kind of good stuff. So they have put together a unofficial Mortal Kombat Encyclopedia, the Kompendium. I know it sounds so grandiose. In my head when I was saying that, I was trying to picture myself being Raiden, but you know, that's, you know, just me being me. But I wanted to kind of go through some of the stills they provided for me to kind of give you a preview of what they have to offer and how you can support these guys and hopefully make this happen. So as I said, this is unofficial encyclopedia of Mortal Kombat is going to basically give the entire timeline. I'm talking to myself, it's been almost 30 years worth of Mortal Kombat from 1992 up until now. It's like almost 29 years. So that's a long time, So that's a lot of history. That's a lot of video game history. That's a lot of lore. I mean, you have to keep in mind that even from the very first and second game, the first game didn't have a whole lot of lore to it, then it was just a tournament and we had these characters introduced. So from the first, second, and third game, even up into like pretty much the third game, I feel like the Mortal Kombat lore was in effect. And from there we had the movies, we have a cartoon, we have TV shows, we have comic books, we probably have books out there. You know, they always make, you know, books after the movies come out and, you know, kind of give more to the story. Probably for Mortal Kombat Annihilation, maybe the book could have been better than the movie. This is my 2 cents. But my point is, they have all these things plus action figures and there's all this kind of stuff out there that you probably even know was for Mortal Kombat, including rumors like I covered about the unofficial TV show that could have been released about, you know, Mortal Kombat High School, you know, stuff like that. So this book is going to basically detail all those kinds of things for us and kind of give it to us in a nice visual way. So from the first deal I have Katana, and it basically breaks down like her biography. And I'm thinking some of these characters are going to have like lengthy biographies. I'm like, this could be pages and pages of story, like especially like for Scorpion and Sub-Zero and heck, I don't know, maybe even Raiden, who knows. But it breaks down their biography, gives their you know, capabilities, you know, what their basically their movesets are. And then we also have their fatalities. And what I think is so great, what I thought was so great about this, I love at the bottom, it gives the progression of how the character has changed over the years. So just from like Katana's page, we have like at the very bottom her very first iteration of who she was, and then we go from like her Mortal Kombat 2 to Mortal Kombat 3 all the way up until what she is now through Mortal Kombat 11. I'm like, that's freaking crazy to see all the variations of her as a character. It's just freaking awesome. And they do this for multiple characters. There's a still that they provided for Liu Kang that does the exact same thing. But you have to keep in mind that there are so many characters in Mortal Kombat you probably don't even know about. One other thing I did want to note is that at the upper right hand corner, they do also kind of give some quick details about like who their allegiances are, you know, if they're part of Earth Realm or whatever, you know, whatever. And they also break down some of those realms, and they, you know, give little icons and variations so you can kind of keep track of those as you go through the encyclopedia, which I think is freaking sweet. So these people have really thought about this. And if you're like me and I'm excited about Mortal Kombat and excited about just the universe, especially with the new movie coming out, like this is like the perfect time to release something like this. They could use your help. So they asked me to make this video in support of them to kind of spread the word. They're looking for Twitter followers to help spread the word. They were trying to reach a goal of 5,000, which they did reach that goal, thanks to fans like me and other fans out there in the universe. And they, of course, shouldn't stop there. I mean, heck, why not go for 10,000? Don't stop at 5, go for 10. Always go for more. But they're also looking for support with Kickstarter because this is a project that they're looking to make happen. They want to make this real. And heck, I want to make this real too. They definitely have my support, and we could use your support. So if you would like to see the Mortal Kombat Encyclopedia happen, the Kompendium, then we could use your support. Go to their, I have it kind of down here on the border, but I'll also put the links in the description below. Go to their Twitter and follow them at UpperCut Editions. And then also once I get the Kickstarter going, which is looking for sometime in May, probably late May, make sure you keep an eye out for that link. Go support them. They're going to have various stages, of course. If you're not familiar with Kickstarter, usually Kickstarter has a dollar amount that they're trying to achieve to make this happen so they can actually start producing these things. And for early supporters, so for people that actually contribute to the Kickstarter campaign, you usually will sometimes get little goodies along the way if you hit certain stages of the support. So what I mean to say is, like, I think the main thing they're advertising is you can get these one-of-a-kind, sort of one-of-a-kind, five-of-a-kind, four-of-a-kind, these replica statues of Cyrax, which I think are freaking awesome. I'm hoping to get one of those, but I imagine the cost is going to be out of my reach, and that's fine. I just really want to have a copy of that encyclopedia, but you may be one of the lucky ones that can get that statue going. But they're going to have all these things too, like they're going to have t-shirts, they're going to have like leather-bound covers of the encyclopedia. They're working on all kinds of special goodies, so it's great if we could use your support. Make sure you're spreading the word about it. If you have friends who are like, hey, this would be great for a friend, or if you know somebody that's like just a video game historian, hello. You know, I think to myself also too, maybe buy a copy and give it to your local library. I mean, this would be kind of cool to see around everywhere. I mean, I don't know if they're going to offer on Barnes & Nobles, but everywhere the books are sold or books could be, hello, we could use a copy of this. So as I said, make sure you go support the guys at UpperCut Editions so we can make this happen. I'd never thought to myself, you know, I guess I was just assuming that we had something out there like this, but we obviously don't. So this is something that we need. And that's it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to my channel for more Mortal Kombat coverage. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time on the Mashup.